All right, it is time once again to spin the wheel of problematic. Whose turn is it? Is it your turn, Nate?
I think it's yours, actually.
Okay. All right. I shall do the honors. Here we go. Spin the wheel of problematic to see what topic is problematic this week. Here we go. All right. This week, sisters are problematic.
Wow. How much time you got?
Prophecy foretells of a podcast so stunning, so brave, that it could only ever go by one name. A show so woke that it became its own gender. A show so hot that we'll understand if it turns you gay. You're listening to Stunning and Brave with Chris Cowan and Nate Henderson.
Welcome once again to another edition of Stunning and Brave. It's really good to be here. Really good to be in the studio. How you doing, Nate?
Back in California.
Yes, yeah.
You were a traveling man.
I was. I'm Chris, by the way. I'm sorry. We didn't properly introduce ourselves to the newcomers here. I'm sure we've got a few newcomers. Make yourself at home. There's watered down powdered lemonade and in styrofoam cups. And don't worry, we don't recycle styrofoam, so just toss it right in the rubbish pile.
That's right.
And you might be thinking that's not very progressive. That's not very stunning and brave, is it? That we just throw away our styrofoam cups. And you're right. I think
You need to self-cred.
I do need to self-cred. I need to reflect on why that is. I
was just waiting to see where you were gonna head with it. I think the fact that we're not recycling and taking proper environmental precautions is the stunning part. That's the brave angle.
It is brave these days. That's what it is. But it's not very progressive. And we are the wokest show on the internet. And I've personally listened to every single other show and can certify that we are the wokest show. So it really does behoove us to be better about our environmental practices. So effective immediately, you may deposit your styrofoam cups in a special separate bin that we totally will not take out back and burn.
No, that would be totally irresponsible, and for our amusement
to see the
only.
fun-colored flames and the black smoke. That's not
right.
Definitely not a thing we do regularly on the weekends.
No. Nope. Wouldn't dream of it.
It's
I
really
feel lightheaded.
It's not our way of getting high. You know, you gotta have some kind of recreation. It's our see. That's how it's woke. It's woke because recreational drugs are kind of woke. So if you're doing that, then it kind of...
Oh, okay.
You know?
I like it how you were frantically searching for the
there's got to be some kind of woke thing here. Yeah. Well, see, and that's the thing about being woke is it's the same as looking for anything problematic. If you look hard enough, you'll find what you're looking for, even if it's not really there. And that's really true about pretty much anything. So, burning styrofoam to get high, I think cancels out the fact that we're burning styrofoam. So,
I'll accept that logic.
Phew. All right. Well, I am Chris.
I'm Nate.
And we are stunning and brave, and we're happy to be here in your ears, intimately, and. I guess we should kick things off. I should start off with an apology though, because I feel like didn't I tease in the last episode that I was probably going to have my sister on the show?
I think you did. I think you kind of indicated that you guys might be recording a show down there.
Yeah.
Maybe that was just to me. I don't know if you did that on the episode. But...
I feel like I probably did it on the episode because because we did that whole thing about how it was going to be breaking the glass ceiling and
Oh, yes.
Shards of
Yes.
glass. I mean, that was the name of the episode.
Right.
Was,
Chucking a chick through a glass pane.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
I do apologize. We have not yet broken that glass ceiling. It's reinforced glass, bulletproof, I guess.
It's too bold of a step.
Yeah, it's we were so busy the whole time. We did not have as much downtime as either of us expected. I had an absolute blast visiting my sister in Austin, Texas, which is really the least Texan city in all of Texas. I don't remember if it was on the show last week or just with some friends that I was joking about how like I've only ever been to Austin in Texas. I haven't been to the rest of Texas.
That's the only part of Texas you've been to.
Yeah, so I just imagine all Texans as just these hipsters visiting record shops and getting brunch.
Yeah, I don't know if that applies to everybody.
No, really. I don't.
So-
I wouldn't
so I
know. I
hear.
wouldn't know.
So I hear.
Yeah, but it was fun. We were just kept busy. I was either she had kind of like this bucket list of things that she's been wanting to do since she's lived in the Austin area for a couple years now, and she hadn't really gotten to them. And so then my coming to Texas was kind of a kick in the butt to go and do those things. And so
She figured might as well take my deadbeat brother around and we can check some things off the list.
Exactly. So we got we did karaoke, which I don't think that was on our bucket list, but we did it.
I was gonna say that can't be conducted anywhere except the heart of Texas.
Yeah. She'd already been before. So have you ever done karaoke, Nate?
No, not like in a public setting. It's always with people that I know.
Okay.
Friends,
That you're
friends,
comfortable
family. I've never had the courage to.
That's right. Oh, we
venture
talked
into
about this. We talked about this
a
last time.
bar.
What? We talked about this last time because you were making fun of the fact that I actually do have a karaoke machine somewhere. I don't know where it is.
Oh, I might have mentioned it briefly, but you never asked me if I've actually done karaoke, and so
all right.
I think the most karaoke I've ever done is Rock Band. That's basically what.
Oh yeah.
And like I said, in front of family and friends, never at a bar or a club or anything like that.
Oh,
which
man.
I know you have like plenty of times, right?
Oh yeah, we got to do that then. We're gonna do it. We're gonna make it happen.
Oh, we're gonna.
Okay, I'm gonna make you do it.
Okay.
It's gonna happen.
All right. Maybe after
man.
some liquid courage, we'll see.
Oh yeah, I forgot about those video game ones. Karaoke Superstar was so fun. That was actually when Chris Quant and I, before you and I started podcasting,
Right.
Chris Quant and I, when we first started podcasting, we didn't have any mic. We actually used the PlayStation 2 USB mic.
That's incredible.
That was meant for Karaoke Superstar, and it was like USB. And we tried to see if it would work when I plugged it into my old iMac, and it totally worked. But we didn't even have a mic stand. So,
Right.
So there's a picture of us somewhere with it. We're crowding around one PlayStation mic, and we don't have a mic stand, so we're using like a cereal box to support it. It's like kind of tucked into the cereal box opening.
Oh yeah.
And that's what we used to record.
Podcasting gold was started.
Oh my gosh, those were
Wow.
hilarious. Yeah, so
That's awesome.
that takes me back. But yeah.
So how did you do at karaoke this time around?
Oh, dude, we nailed it.
You guys crushed it.
That's the funny thing about like karaoke is like we rocked the house. I'm not gonna lie. We did pretty good. But it's kind of one of those things where like if you're the coolest person in a room full of absolute dorks,
Oh no. Oh no.
Does that really make you the coolest person, or does that just make you the absolute dorkiest person? Because
It makes you the coolest dork.
yeah, the
Yeah.
dorkiest dork. Because it's kind of like being one of the outstanding karaoke performers. Kind of is like it's like being the greatest. I don't know. Mage. I'm gonna screw this up because I don't know D&D, but like the greatest mage in your D&D party or something. It's like
Okay. All
I
right.
don't know. Give me another nerd reference. I don't know. That's a shoddy one.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, man. Like
Yeah.
I can just pull them out of my hat. No.
It's
Yeah. No,
like
it'd
being
be
the king of the computer nerds at your
yeah. The coolest
90s LAN party. Like,
the coolest stormtrooper, but you all miss anyways.
yeah. It's like being here. It's like being the coolest furry. It's like
Oh,
it's
now
like
you're
it's
you're not giving yourself enough credit, man.
it's like being the coolest furry because I'll admit karaoke's totally karaoke's totally dorky, and I will not like beat around the bush.
So okay,
It's like being the
so
coolest furry at the anime convention.
and so do you think you guys lucked out? Because I mean, when American Idol was popping, they'd say American Idol tryouts in Austin. And so it just like, that you've got everybody in 100-mile radius that could actually carry a tune flock to Austin to get their sing on, but apparently they were all just staying at home when you
Yeah.
guys did your karaoke.
No, okay. I'm probably exaggerating a little bit.
You?
Okay.
No.
Because it's actually Austin is like that's the live music capital of the world. So
Yeah, that's what I thought.
there was
Yeah.
actually a lot of really good singers there. And,
Okay.
And
okay.
it was
but
actually
you guys did good.
Yeah, we held our own is probably a more accurate description.
Well, and you have to explain to our newer listeners that you and your sister have always had a musical past in your family.
Oh yeah.
Because
Yeah.
you guys were a traveling family band.
Yes.
I mean,
Yes. We did family concerts as kids, like where we would
Yep.
perform a la Von Trapp at churches and schools and camps and
whether you wanted to or not.
yeah, it was quite an experience. So yeah, we
Yeah.
come from a very musical family, and especially her. She's one of those people who just like a beautiful voice, wonderful
Mhm.
songwriter, can play guitar or piano, just makes me sick. And
All right. So what was the number? What was the best? How many songs did you guys do?
we did one solo each, and then we did a duet.
Okay.
So I did
What solo?
okay. So the White Stripes.
Yes.
What's it? I'm gonna Wichita. What's that one?
Okay.
I forget the name.
I can never remember the name, but I
Yeah.
know what song you're talking about.
But I did a jazz version of that. It's the postmodern jukebox version, which is amazing.
What?
Yes. Are you familiar with postmodern jukebox?
Yeah. You played some of it for me. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
They are amazing. They do jazz or Motown versions, swing versions of contemporary songs, and they're just amazing. And so I actually did a jazz version of
Nice.
of that song, and I killed it. Oh man, that's one of those songs I could just get lost singing because it's just
Right?
so fun.
Yeah, and then for the duet, you guys did what was it? Afternoon Delight. Don't you?
No, I actually made a joke about that because I was thinking of that scene from Arrested Development where he does that with his
Yes.
niece, and they suddenly realize mid-song, this is about sex.
This is a horrible idea.
Oh, and then they awkwardly walk off stage. No, don't go the same direction as me. Yeah. No, we did we did something tame. We did Hallelujah. So
Oh, that's
You know.
nice.
that old staple.
That old
But
that old chestnut.
we also saw amazing like sculpture construction like fortress made out of junk. The Cathedral of Junk is what it's called, and it was amazing. It was just some dude's backyard. Like, we drove up, and it's just like in a neighborhood.
Okay. This
And
is what happens when those guys on Hoarders like
Yes.
actually get an idea and a dream.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
it was crazy. It was pretty amazing. It was the most beautiful junk I've ever seen because the dude has lived in Austin since like 1989, and he just welded this incredible fortress. There's stairs going up to like different levels of the
Wow.
of it, and it's just like everywhere you look, it's like interesting because there's everything from like crutches to TVs and computers and like Barbie figures and everything everywhere. But it's just like it's super cool. I can't describe. I've never
and he can charge admission to it.
Yeah.
That's brilliant.
Yeah. So that was pretty cool. And there was a fun hike we went on, and some caverns we explored. Those were pretty cool.
Very cool.
And so yeah, it was really fun. Just kind of connecting with my sister and hanging out, and yeah, it was a good trip. So we ended up like just not having time to podcast. So we didn't do a podcast last week, but we'll try to make it up for you by just this one is going to be so good. Just trust us. It'll be
This one, it's
be
already
amazing.
been pure gold for like the last 15 minutes.
Oh yeah. Oh, so good.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah.
Anyways, I guess we should start off with our weekly privilege check. So
Yeah.
let's do that.
Check your privilege.
All right, this is the part of the show where we're born in America. We're white,
Speak for yourself.
cisgendered, heterosexual. Show me your birth certificate. Males. And so obviously we have a lot of privilege, and that means we need to feel really bad about it. And that means we just kind of need to confess. Not in any redeeming way where we're like confessing and then, oh, your sins are forgiven, go, peace be with you. No, it's more like, wow, you're a dirtbag, but keep confessing, keep feeling guilty. So
That's right.
that's what we do here. Nate, I'm so curious about yours, because in the show notes here, it's quite a tease because it's a sequel. So
it is a sequel.
It's a sequel to our last episode. So
it's a sequel to my story on the last episode. So if you didn't hear that, you might want to tune into that first. My struggle with the My Pillow order that I placed and how I was just suckered into really getting enthusiastic about ordering these My Pillows based on the TV ads and my doing like zero research whatsoever about it.
Oh my gosh!
And I just plunked
when we last visited our hero.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
He had foolishly dished out money for these lumpy cottage. I can only assume cottage cheese filled sacks of fabric.
Will he be able to make it past the complicated refund policy? Tune in to find out.
Well, and we're already there. This is the episode. So
Yes.
So I'm reading about, okay, so it's kind of a nightmare to return these things. So sure enough, I say, well, how bad can it be? How bad can it be? So
that is a question that will always receive an answer.
Yeah, no, I know. That's one it makes God chuckle. So I get on the phone because I'm like, dang it, I want to talk to somebody directly. I want to talk with a human being and get this return going.
Yes.
So I call their return toll-free number. And I'm great. Part of me before I even made the call was like, okay, look, the pillows aren't horrible. They definitely don't work for us, maybe I should just keep them as guest pillows, and that way I'm throwing money towards a Christian company. It'll be my little donation towards this Christian
I, l- I love that
organization.
you're calling it a Christian organization after they completely raped you. I
Look, that's
love
look, I'm telling you, that was my
Oh
guilty
my gosh.
subconscious. It's all about
That
it's
is,
all about admonishment,
oh
right?
my
And
gosh, that is
and
their
it
market, that is their absolute marketing ploy. They're like, well, they won't notice we're completely bending them over sideways
so a small
if we put God on our website.
That's right. So a small part of me still felt like, oh, okay, I'm asking this company. I'm acting like it's some ma and pop
Right.
operation. Like this guy's not making millions and
Right.
millions of dollars
This
every
isn't
year.
a church. You're not like stealing a pillow from like starving children in Africa.
I know. I couldn't help it. I couldn't. There's still just this dumb little part of me that just thought this while I was dialing up. So then you're met with this automated message of Mike Lindell himself saying, "I'm
Oh my
so
gosh.
thankful that you." I mean, he doesn't sound like Dr. Phil, but
Right.
I'll just make him sound like
Okay.
Dr. Phil. Just saying, thank you so much for investing in my pillow. I guarantee it's going to be the best sleep you've ever had. And then he ends with, "God bless you. Well,
Right.
we'll have somebody on the line, and so and so I actually get another automated message after that. Due to high call volume, we are
Right.
experiencing longer than average waits. Average wait estimated to be 1 hour.
Oh my gosh.
So that's just right off the bat, right?
Right. And
And so,
I love that like every phone company has that. They all say due to higher than
yeah.
average. It's
Oh,
like
yeah.
at some point there's a new average. I don't know if you know math very well, Mr.
You might wanna,
Mr.
you might want to throw a few more phone lines in there so that
Right.
you can shave that average weight down to, I don't know,
Yeah.
half an hour.
Yeah.
It's like what's a good rate at that point?
After a little while of the average weight being, 5 hours, you have a new average. So you don't get to say we're experiencing longer than average call volume.
Exactly. So I'm like, okay, so it's like I'm working anyway. So I can just I figure, okay, I'm in this for the long haul. I'm just gonna, because it's not like you can just put the phone on silent. You have
Right.
to listen for that person who picks up and starts talking to you.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, hopefully they got some decent hold music. Or I'm gonna do some work while I'm waiting for this person to pick up. And then it goes to the
It's like
hold
all
music.
Tiny Tim.
No,
Tiptoe
dude.
through the tulips
Dude,
with me.
it's so much
Ooh.
worse.
Oh no!
It's
What could be
so
worse than
much
Tiny Tim?
No, okay. So it starts off with
No.
a rendition of "Amazing Grace," sung by
Of
Elvis
course. Okay,
and his
right.
backup gospel choir. That whole time that Elvis was going through his gospel roots, and he had
Right.
put on 200 pounds, and he was just kind of really feeling the gospel.
Right.
And so yeah, so that started. It was a good, I have to say, it's a good 5-minute song. "Oh, amazing grace,"
See,
and
you
then
could do karaoke. Come on.
the and so and so it finishes, and I'm like, whew, okay, that's kind of a little on the nose for
Right.
this company, start with "Amazing Grace" and thing.
Oh, I
But
don't think this company is worried about being on the
let's
nose.
no,
They're
well,
Need
but
I
let's just
remind
say
you of the
they're trying to put
banner?
out a certain vibe,
Right.
certain persona there.
Their
So
website
okay, I'm like,
literally says on the top, first thing you read, with God, all things are possible, and including
that's right.
scamming
That's
people
right.
out of their
Yes,
money.
including
Yeah.
scamming. So the song finishes. I'm like, whew, all right. Well, thank goodness that one's over. Let's see what else they got on the mod pop Christian radio station. Top 20 hits of Minnesota.
Right.
So the song fades. comes back into "Amazing Grace."
Yes.
This
What?
time it's not even the full song. They don't even pay me the service of doing the full song again. It comes in like, I want to say, the last 2 minutes of the song, And it starts
What?
again with him just amazing great, and then
Yeah.
when we've been there, it's like the last, because they went through all the verses on the full version.
Meanwhile,
And
you're like,
so
I've been here 1,000 years.
it feels like no, dude, this is like minute 7, like where I'm on this phone call here, and I
Yeah.
realize there is an hour of this ahead of me. So what they do is they play a
Oh
2-minute
my
loop of
gosh.
Amazing Grace being sung by Elvis. The loop finishes and it goes back to that looped clip. They never play the full song again. It plays
Oh
the
my gosh.
same clip over and over and over again. And because you
Oh
have to
man.
wait to hear somebody pick up the phone, I heard Amazing Grace for an hour and 20 minutes
Oh my
straight.
gosh.
The same song
At,
again. I mean, it was like water torture. I mean, it was
I
just
know. I
like
was gonna say at some point you almost have to like admire the beauty of it. Like whoever
well,
came up with this, like this
it
is Joseph like Goebbels. Like no.
yep.
Who
Yeah.
was the
Yes.
experimenter? Was it Goebbels or was
Yes, that I
okay?
think that was the guy, yeah. And
Or
so this was no, I don't
or was
want
it
to look.
Himmler?
You want to create controversy. You can say this is Holocaust level torment. I'm not going to say that, but after an hour and 20, I was kind of losing it. I was losing
Oh
it because
my
I had no
gosh.
choice. I had to listen to this. It totally reminded me of John Mulaney's skit where he and a buddy, like in high school, played Tom Jones's "It's Not Unusual." Or no, What's New Pussycat? They played it like 11 times in a row at
No.
a diner.
What?
This was the
What?
exact same thing, but just over the phone. So here we go. So I know you just heard me say that I listened for an hour and 20 minutes. So you're probably thinking, well, that's when somebody obviously picked up.
Oh no. I would have said that.
No,
Now I'm
an
not
hour
gonna.
and 20 minutes was when the company just hung up on me. I spent
Oh my
I
gosh.
spent an hour and 20 minutes listening to Elvis's Amazing Grace for nothing. For
Oh
nothing at
my
all.
gosh.
And they hung up on me after that.
Somebody's like,
And
I feel like the CIA must like be paying My Pillow to like run its psychological experiments.
dude, and I work by myself at home, and it's a darn good thing I do because when it was over, when I
Oh my
realized they had
gosh.
hung up on me, I dropped the loudest profanity I have dropped in a long time. I was livid. I was
Oh my
just
gosh.
and yeah, so nothing to do at that point. You just go online, you submit an email ticket and hope they can take care of it that way. And that's it.
Oh
That's
my gosh.
that was my return call. An hour and 20 minutes
Wow.
of Amazing Grace.
Oh my gosh. And so wait. So what's your status now?
Some guy finally got back to me, gave me the return number. I had to hand roll these pillows up into tiny tubes again and stuff them into the package that it came in.
Oh my
And
gosh.
it is lost somewhere to Minnesota. It's on its way,
Wow.
apparently.
I
I
hope you
don't
got
know.
your tracking receipt and didn't like just be
I
like,
got the
"Oh,
track.
I'm just gonna
See,
trust it to the mailbox." And
I'm just gonna trust it. At this point, it's almost entertaining just to see this
oh
thing
my
happen,
gosh,
this thing play out. So it might just be worth the price of admission. But no,
what?
it was probably the worst customer, one of the worst customer experiences I've ever had. And I didn't talk to a single human being but
Wow.
they still managed to make it just absolutely terrible. I was joking with my wife. I said, for it being a Christian company, Mike Lindell sure likes to put all of his customers through hell.
Yeah. He's like, "This is a little taste of what's waiting for you in eternity if you don't repent right now.
Buy my pillow.
Buy my pillow." That's hilarious. Well, the funniest part of that story is the fact that you like, after you knew,
Yeah,
you
I know.
knew. I mean, Nate, you're in an abusive relationship with this company.
I was.
You're
Yeah.
like, oh,
No,
yes,
I agree.
yes, this company is absolutely horrendous and abusive, but they're a good Christian company.
I know.
Oh
Look,
my gosh.
after that phone call, my complete opinion had done a 180. I was thinking horrible thoughts.
Any remaining vestiges of respect for the
No,
company were
long
gone.
gone.
That is
Long gone.
amazing. That is amazing.
Amazing. Oh, I can still hear it in my sleep.
Oh my gosh. That is so perfect. I love that it's so perfect that it's like you have to imagine somebody was just like, "Oh, wait. I get to decide the return system?" Oh, yes. Like somebody who just has it out for humanity.
No, this is my theory. It was one of two takes that whoever was in charge of doing the return things was. It was either, okay, I'm just going to play this full version and then for whatever reason do a 2-minute loop repeated, because surely somebody will get helped within a 5-minute time span. Now that's me assuming the best of this company.
Yeah.
The worst is, let's full on Chinese water torture these people with Amazing Grace for an hour. I'm guessing 95% of the people will probably hang up in frustration, and then we get to keep our money.
Oh my gosh. I just imagine they just hired, like, someone was just like, well, I think I'm about done here. My work here in Guantanamo Bay is probably done. What's my new career path? My Pillow just called. All right. Oh yeah, I'll send him my resume.
Right.
Sure.
I wonder if I could apply the skills I've learned here with the job I have there.
Like, I imagine the interview process just like, do you have experience with phone trees? Well, I have experience tying people to trees and beating them senseless. Okay, yeah. That'll work. How about
sure that'll translate?
Return policies? Well, where I work, most people never return. Perfect.
We're gonna save a boatload of money.
Oh my gosh, I love that.
Yeah.
Well, that's great. The privilege you wield to have the ability to invest in such a senseless product and then spend so much time on the return process.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Jokes on me.
Yeah.
Jokes on me.
Oh man.
What about you?
So my privilege. So as I mentioned, I was visiting my sister, and so she's kind of going through a new chapter in life, we'll say, and so it's just kind of a good opportunity to spend some time with her. And we went out a couple times for drinks and that kind of thing. And one of the nights, we just met some interesting people. The first character, because we kind of bar hopped a little bit, and there was this crazy bar where it wasn't even that late at night. That's the funny thing. And like everybody just in Austin, I guess, just like they're like, it's time to go crazy. So this one bar we went to just had some interesting characters. It was an interesting bar. It had a slide down to the lower level. It was kind of dope. You could like actually there's like you get your food or drinks or whatever, and then there's like a small set of stairs or a small slide.
Or you can take the slide.
You can take the slide
with your hot wings.
Right, exactly. Yeah. So
drinking and recreational slides. What could go wrong?
So we did that, and that was fun, and so we were just kind of snacking and chatting and a little bit, and this guy comes up to us.
Oh no!
Totally plastered,
just destroyed,
just slurring all his words together, and not social distancing at all.
Not at all.
He comes right up to us and he's like, "Are you two together?" And that was a theme throughout the night, let me tell you, because if it turns out if you and your sister are just hanging out, everybody assumes you're an item, and that has some humorous results. So he comes up and he's like, "So are you guys together?" And we're like, "No, we're siblings." And then he looks at me and he's like, "Hi, I'm Ali." I guess I shouldn't say his name. Whatever, it's his first name. I'm Ali, and I just wanted to say hi. And are you straight? And I said,
"Oh my!"
I said, "Super straight." He's like, "Okay, that's cool, that's cool, that's cool." And then he's kind of awkwardly turns to my sister, "Are you straight?" She's like, "Yeah."
Wait. What? Oh, okay.
So
What was his ultimate aim? I'm confused now.
well, he could have been bi, but I'm suspecting it was more one of those like awkward situation. I'm just asking random questions, you know.
I'm
no
just asking
personal
everybody.
interest. Yeah,
I'm just asking everybody the same question.
yeah. And he kind of stumbled off, and then he came back a couple minutes later. He's like, "Did I leave my sunglasses case here?" And we're like, no, you didn't, Ali. And he like started to walk away, and he's like, "You remembered my name."
Oh
Like,
man.
came back and gave me a hug.
Of
So,
course he did.
Not to brag or anything, but I still got it.
You know, it's a shame that you are straight, Cowan, because that was a great opportunity, I'm sure.
Oh yes, yeah. Super good. And then like a few days later we were at a coffee shop and my sister says that there was a gay guy full on checking me out. So
Dude,
there's
you are something about you just screams it.
I've got it at least with one demographic, you know. That was so
Well, I mean, the fact that you were wearing, leather chaps through most of your visit there, just because you were in Austin and you tried to fit in.
Was that sending the wrong message? I don't know.
Probably.
It was funny though, because we people kept on like just assuming that we were a couple. So we like grabbed some mini donuts and there were some girls in the line behind us, and we were kind of joking around with them. And so we got our mini donuts and we started to walk off. And then one of the girls was like, "I don't know you guys really well, but I'm rooting for you."
Wow.
And
that's
and we were like, thanks. Root for us separately though, because we're siblings. And she's like, "Oh, okay."
Root for the both of us. And then, as individuals.
And then we were like, so my sister, she's going through. She officially got divorced, and so that's kind of why we were going out for drinks. And so we explained that to the girls, and they're like, "Oh, yo, okay." And then to her, they're like, "You a badass bitch," because getting divorced makes you a badass bitch.
Trying to give her some encouragement, I guess, in her own special way.
Yeah. And so it was just funny because like rooting for you to be together, and we're like, "No, please don't."
please
we're
don't.
We're good as far as that goes.
I see a lot of couples, and you too. Yeah. You have what it takes.
Yeah.
You have what it takes.
You too. You just got this chemistry. It's like, wow. No.
I hope you have children someday. They're going to be beautiful.
And then, we for our final stop, we went to one more spot just to chill, and there was like a bunch of there's like several Latina chicks, and like they were kind of flirting with the bartender a little bit, and so we were kind of making fun of the bartender because he was trying his moves on them. I'm rooting for him. He was a funny guy. But he was like
going all Dennis Reynolds on him.
Yeah. He was like showing them pictures of his dog, which obviously like
Oh, okay.
That's the way to make your move in any situation.
I can guarantee you he does not have that dog at home.
I know. I was like, yeah, you did a Google image search for that pug. It's fine.
I'm pretty sure that pops up in the top 10 images when you type in puppy.
Yeah. So I was joking about that.
Nice try, man.
And then he pointed to to my sister and I, and he was like, because she was making fun of him too, and he was all like, "Hey, well, that's why you two are together," and I'm like,
Oh, for the love of
about that.
can a loving brother just hang out with his sister and not have everybody think we're together?
And then of course we explain, oh, we're just, this is what it's about. And then they're like, oh, well, we're buying you tequila shots. And so again, there's more, celebratory, which it feels like a weird thing to celebrate, but whatever. I'll call it a commemoration. It's a new chapter in her life, and all that. I don't know that divorce is something to celebrate, but whatever.
Hey, for depends on the crowd, I think.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, free tequila shots. I did not partake. I was driving, but
I mean,
it was fun. So it was a fun way to close an interesting chapter.
That's right. You got to cruise the social scene of Austin.
Yeah. Oh man, I didn't even tell you. Jeez, at that one weird bar with the gay guy who hit on me, we left. We got the clue that it was time to leave. When
oh no,
there was another couple at the bar. This dude, I swear, like the girl was half his age, and they were just like
probably
going at it, like just full
gosh.
on, like hands.
Oh man,
his hands were not. It was just like
those people that. Well, they may not even been super drunk, but normally they're just destroyed, and then for some reason they have no concept of what's around them anymore.
Oh,
they're
my
like,
gosh.
the world is just ours, man.
Oh, it was bad. It was so uncomfortable. It's just like, dudes, come on, like. There's hotels, like just there's alleys, like anywhere other than like in front of everyone else. It was
you don't like watching living romance movies with your sister.
So anyways, it was a privilege to visit Austin. It was a privilege to know that the gays still like me.
That's right. You still got it, Cowan.
Yeah.
You got it where it counts.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it does me about as much good as anyone else having a crush on me, so might as well.
There you go.
But yeah, it was. that was fun. It was fun. All right, moving on.
The social net jerk.
This is the part of the show where we find people on the internet just kind of acting a fool. Sometimes it's in attempts to be extra woke, and sometimes they're just being. Well, there's it takes all kinds,
they're being
sorts.
a special kind of human being.
Yes. The internet is full of human beings, and consequently full of weirdos. Have you seen kind of that it's become a meme where people are like, how it started, and they have like one picture and they're like, how it started, and then another picture, how it's going. Have you seen that? And a lot of times,
you mean like maybe like with weight loss or just something?
Yeah, sometimes a lot of times it's like kind of a funny thing where it like how it started, and I don't know, it shows Mel Gibson in Braveheart or something, and then how it's going, and it shows Mel Gibson's mugshot after getting arrested for his anti-Semitic drunken rant.
Okay, I gotcha.
So
kind of like a takeoff on those nailed it memes.
Yeah, exactly. So there's a lot of that, and there's a couple of like, I think actual like, I got all fit and toned or whatever. Yeah. And then there's this one.
Oh boy.
How it started, and it shows a white chick. I think that's a chick. Might be a dude.
Is it a chick?
We'll
okay. Username is Dave.
Yeah. It's so hard to know these days.
It's true.
Anyways, a white person is the key here.
There you
Someone
go.
white, Could be actually, I see maybe slightly Hispanic. I could almost see a little bit of Latino in there. Maybe.
Got a lot of the eyeshadow and red lipstick going in the first photo.
Very not black is how I would describe the first photo.
Well, that's a good. Seeing as where this is going, that's a great description.
It is not a black person.
No.
So how it started, not a black person.
Right.
How it's going, second photo, Blackface. There's no other way to describe it. It's full on blackface.
That's exactly what it is.
It's dark makeup, where they either left the lips untouched or like added light makeup to them.
No, they added
I think you're right. Yeah.
A pigmentation to make it
contrast,
blend with the blackface. Yeah.
Exactly like the minstrels of old.
And dyed their hair black too.
Yeah. So how it started, not black. How it's going, blackface. And then
definitely blackface.
Hashtag transracial.
Wow. We can do that?
I think it turns out, I think what it is, turns out blackface is now okay. Because here's the thing. If you go left enough, you end up coming back all the way around to the right.
Yeah.
The far, creepy, white supremacist fringe white. Or right.
Yep.
Right. And that is what has happened here. If you go far enough left is supposed to be like progressive, anti-racist, whatever. But if you keep going far enough, you come back around the globe to the other side, and blackface is okay. As long as you're really committed to it. And that's the key.
Yeah.
I think. You got to really just go all in on the blackface. None of this like I'm showing up for a costume party as someone from Orange is the New Black. You got to go all in.
Wow.
And
no follow-up comments on this one, or at least we didn't capture it. I'd be curious to know how this went over.
Yeah, I don't know. This was on the Twitter, and I don't have the original. I don't have the original post handy. I'm gonna guess it didn't go over super well, but then again, I don't know because here's the thing. In our previous podcast, Pop Mockers, when the whole Caitlyn Jenner thing came out, I jokingly talked about how, the next thing is obviously, identifying as a different race. And so I
did.
I made a joke about identify as a proud black woman who don't need no man. And the very next week was the Rachel Dolezal thing.
Yes.
That broke the news where this girl had been posing as black and was high up in the NAACP, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. In the local was head of the local chapter. And it broke that she was actually white and was crimping her hair and caking on makeup and all this stuff. And tons of people were just like, "Oh yeah, that's fine."
Yeah,
and that's totally fine.
Didn't even flinch.
Yeah,
didn't even flinch.
She came out as transracial literally a week after I made a joke about it. And that kind of stuff happens all the time. Babylon Bee has an ongoing joke that they're prophetic because they'll literally make a joke about something and then sometimes it's within minutes that it becomes a reality. It's crazy.
Yeah, same day it becomes a thing.
Satire is so hard these days because literally, the whole point of satire is to make a slightly exaggerated version of reality in order to communicate a truth. But reality keeps getting more and more ridiculous. It's nearly impossible to keep up.
Right.
So, anyways, transracial.
That's something else.
Transracial blackface is okay as long as you
well, it's good to know. I'll
long-term blackface.
Mark that down. Know what I'm doing for Halloween.
For sure. All right. This next one, it was a little conversation I had in a Facebook group. and somebody was just kind of ranting about fat people. So
I can relate. People rant about me all the time.
I do it, but usually behind your back, not out in the open.
Well, I appreciate you at
Yeah.
least using some discretion.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you want me to voice? Do you
Yeah,
want me to
why don't
voice
you-
the complainer?
Why don't you do that? You
And
play the stranger.
and you can voice you.
All right.
All right. So he starts out. I just don't like fat people. They raise my insurance rates.
And I just said, I replied with a GIF that just says, "You must be the change you want to see in the world."
And I respond back, I am the example. Y'all need to get on my level.
I said, "I think we all have fantasies sometimes that help us get through each day. Thoughts and prayers to you, bro."
Thoughts and prayers are for the weak-hearted who need something fake to feel secure.
Right. That's why I'm sending them to you.
Oh.
Oh, snap. Mic drop. Boom.
Snippety snap.
Oh, man. And this guy's just...
This person sounds very angry. Very...
Yeah, they're like, first I have it in for the fatties, and then I have it in for the religious, and you just kind of go spiraling out. I don't know.
So in other words, he really wouldn't want to be my friend. So that's I don't think we would get along well at all. Based on just his 3 comments, I can tell that's kind of a giant neon sign saying, let's never be friends.
I don't think he really, if I had to wager, I'd say he doesn't have very many friends to start with. So
I'm guessing you're right.
Yeah. All right, here's another one. It's a comment on a post by the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. You wanna take this one?
Sure. It says, what do troopers do when a felon eludes them at over 100 miles per hour with a 2-year-old baby in the vehicle? They take him to jail and keep the baby warm and entertained with SpongeBob SquarePants on the phone until a family member can pick her up. Just another day in the life of OHP.
Nice. So OHP, everybody has a social media presence these days, including your local highway patrol. So they're just kind of like, hey, here's something that happened. Here's, something our amazing cops did. 100-mile-per-hour chase. They had a 2-year-old baby in the vehicle.
Jeez.
So we took care of that baby, kept it warm, and played SpongeBob for it. So
that's awesome.
Some people might consider SpongeBob child abuse. So, was this the right call? I don't know.
That's a fine line.
No, I'm kidding. I like SpongeBob. And then this comment.
Right. This winner of society.
Go for it.
Oh, okay. You want me?
Yeah.
It says, LMAO, for real, though. You don't see cooks taking pictures of cooking steaks or mailmen taking pics of delivering letters. Like, amazing for doing your job?
I love that he somehow he's mad that the Oklahoma Highway Patrol is posting about, hey, here's what we're doing in the community.
Yeah.
Like, we're not just sitting on our fingers,
Right? And this guy is pissed.
And the argument he chooses to use, he's like, oh yeah, don't post about your job. Other people don't post about your job, about their jobs. You don't see cooks taking pictures of their meals.
Right. He probably could have thought of a better example in hindsight.
Have you heard about Instagram at all? Have you ever heard about Instagram?
Well, yeah, I mean, this maybe it's foreign to him. I don't know.
You what? Out of all the examples you could use, you're going to tell me cooks don't take pictures of the meals they cook and post them on social media.
You don't see fashion models posting selfies all over the place.
Right.
You don't see pop stars taking photos of themselves in the Bahamas.
You don't see musicians posting songs they've written or clips from their concerts. What a weirdo.
I know. It's so entertaining when they lose right out the gate.
Yeah, these are the
When they
people who are just so anti-cop. They're just like on that all cops are bad bandwagon
Oh, sure.
that they're just like, yeah, you're dumb for doing something that everybody else does because nobody does that.
Way to save that
Idiot.
2-year-old.
Yeah.
Way to save that 2-year-old, losers.
Right. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Wow. Well, be at peace, sir. Be at peace.
Yeah. Maybe just Instagram. I swear it's gonna blow your mind, bro. Just check it out. It's gonna
Just
freaking blow your mind.
Oh, are you kidding me? I mean, his level of angst and anger would just go through the roof.
People post pictures of other people's food, so of course they post
Yeah.
pictures of their own food.
Yep.
That's wow. The levels of cognitive dissonance there are astounding.
Ugh,
Oh.
That's problematic.
Well, this I clicked it a little early, but whatever. Yeah, it's time for
It blended in nicely, I say.
It worked great. It was a smooth transition, flawless.
That's right.
So this is the part of the show where we discuss our problematic topic of the week. And of course, we spun the wheel at the beginning of the show. The topic is sisters.
Sisters.
Sisters. You have a sister, don't you?
I do.
Is she problematic?
Well, let's just say I would never take a tour of Austin with her. No, I don't. She's great. She's great. She's perfect. It's disgusting.
That's what's problematic.
That's what's super problem. No, I get along very well with my sister. Not so when we were kind of young. It was just my two other brothers and myself. Kind of tormenting her and her us. I think for a few years there.
When she's the only daughter, right?
She's the only. Yep.
So she's
only girl.
Automatically, like I assume, just the princess of the family, right? Unless you were the princess.
Well, yeah,
you were the original princess, and then she
I was the one wearing the
crown
dress every day. So yeah, that was she was more of the tomboy. No, yes, of course. When you're the only girl in the family, it comes with a certain level of adoration.
Yeah. I totally get that. As the father of 3 boys who I'm already puttying their fingers. If I had a daughter, I would not be able to say no to her. I just wouldn't be able to.
It's hard.
And it's sexism, but whatever. See, that's the thing. You want to talk about male privilege? That's a female privilege right there. Is like very few guys are like, yeah, I was the princess of the family. I know. I mean, there are some guys, but it was more like they viewed themselves as the princess than they were necessarily treated as the princess by their parents.
Mm-hmm.
But there are so many, like, if you're the only girl in the family, like, if you're the only boy in the family, you're like, yeah, man, toughen up, carry on the family name, and like, yeah, do the man thing, man. But if you're the only girl in the family, you are the absolute princess. You're spoiled. Your dad was putty in your hands, just gonna fall all over you.
Let me just work on this checklist here. Check.
Yeah.
Check. Cool.
Well, you do have a daughter. Are you putty in her hands? Is it true?
I am.
I just imagine.
Yeah.
I'm speaking out of my butt, but I just imagine.
Sure. No. She's got me wrapped around her finger for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's because of her female privilege. See?
Yes.
Where's our glass ceiling, huh?
Chuck a dude through a glass pane, I say.
That'll be the name of this episode. No, it won't. So yeah, I have 2 sisters, so that whole princess thing kind of got shared.
That's right.
A little bit,
I forget. I mean, for crying out loud, you have 7 siblings, but only 2 other sisters.
Yeah. And
2 sisters.
I have. I've learned to be thankful for that because my wife comes from a family same size as mine.
Yeah.
But they're split right down the middle, 4 and 4. And let me tell you, mo girls, mo drama.
Yeah.
Ah,
I can't even imagine if the girls like tipped the scales on those families with the 7 or 8 siblings.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy.
But yeah, there's I would, here's the thing. And I'm gonna be sexist here.
Okay, go for it.
But I'm gonna defend my sexism with biology. So take that.
All right.
Yeah.
So there.
So I'm going to start off with this shocking, groundbreaking premise that boys and girls are different. There's this thing, I know it'll blow your mind, but it's this thing called chromosomes where girls have the X's and boys have the XY, and the exception to that rule is like 1 out of 1,000. So we're going to just, as a blanket statement, boys and girls are different. Biologically, those chromosomes have a ripple effect on your hormones, on your anatomy, on your biology, on whether you have boobs or a ding-dong. And, which, here's the ridiculous thing, is that everything I've just said is so taboo now. That's what's freaking stupid.
Isn't that the sad thing?
That's the sad thing. Like, this is basic facts. I haven't said anything unfactual. And somebody out there is listening, and they are pissed right now because they're like,
no, for the cancel button.
Boys and girls aren't defined that way because we suddenly decided to come up with a new definition. And so for you to say that is so bigoted, and I am so offended. And how dare you? How dare you?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just spouting facts. Like, yeah, okay, you can come up with a new term for gender, just like you can come up with a new term for, a bike. But it doesn't work if you suddenly start calling a tree a bike. It's not going to get you very far.
Nope.
And I've tried. I tried riding a tree.
I saw. It was embarrassing.
It did not go very far.
I did not appreciate you asking me to remove the splinters either. That was very unpleasant.
Yeah. Well, it didn't work. So anyway, girls also biologically, as I mentioned, the hormones, girls tend to have some hormones that might make them a tad more emotional. They're more in touch with their emotions than guys typically are. And anthropologically, that is because girls have throughout the generations typically had, they are the maternal unit. They had that maternal caring instinct and homemaker, that kind of thing traditionally, whereas the men traditionally, anthropologically, went out and hunted, and they needed to cut off their emotions. Otherwise, they'd be crying whenever Thad got beat by a mammoth. And
by a saber-toothed tiger.
Yeah.
Thad. Poor Thad.
Oh, my gosh. In the caves, there was mammoth tusk fragments. It was so cool. In the caves I went to in Austin. It was so
awesome.
Cool. If you believe in that kind of stuff.
If you believe they roamed the earth.
If you believe Satan's lies that he hid in the earth to fool you. I'm kidding.
Thad believed it.
Boy,
you me.
Thad believed it.
He believed it when he got impaled.
When there was a giant tusk-sized hole in his chest. He's like, I'm starting to think there's something to this whole mammoth thing. Yeah.
Now I'm a believer.
Yeah. Anyway, suffice it to say, I'm building this argument. I'm building this argument because that's the thing. You can't just be like, you can't just say anymore. Women tend to be more emotional. You actually have to because people question that now. as if it's not statistically true. I'm not saying it's true of every single girl. I'm not saying like there aren't exceptions, but I am saying
you're like
statistically,
approaching filibuster level.
I have to.
Arguments.
And now let me recite the entire screenplay
No.
for the Star Wars 9 anyways,
The 9-part saga.
yeah. So, anyways, women tend to be a little more emotional, more in touch with their emotions. They're more social creatures, and and there's a lot of drama that goes along with that. Anyway,
So that being said,
that is something that is problematic about sisters. My sisters, I'm not talking about my sisters though. My sisters are pretty awesome. I think being raised around men who are out of touch with their emotions, actually, I would say some of the men might be a little more dramatic than the women in my family.
okay,
But that's just because there's so many of them. You know, you're playing the odds at that point.
that's true. Odds are decent at that
But
point.
there is family drama in large collections of sisters. Let me just tell you that much. All right, but let's put this out to our Facebook group. We do have a Facebook group called the Stunning and Brave Autonomous Zone. It is kind of a nation of free people on the internet in Facebook, where we roam free. We're woke, and we don't hold to society's standards. We do live communally, and that means everything. Food.
It's a big Facebook commune.
Yeah, food, shelter, partners, toilets at the same time. You know, if somebody's sitting on the
I
pot,
must have missed that.
you just
Must have
kind of
missed that partners part.
scooch right up and you didn't know about that? Oh,
I'm not taking advantage of the group's benefits apparently. So
you're missing out. Anyways, so we put this question out to the group. What's problematic about sisters?
oh my, we're gonna have to tread lightly.
Well, that's the thing. Like, I'm gonna delete the first comment right here. I'm just gonna
gonna
remove
delete
it.
it?
I'm gonna just remove it.
Okay.
It was okay. So here's my dilemma, Nate. We're gonna
right out the gate.
let's just have a production meeting.
Speaking
while
of
we're
right out
recording.
the gate,
Yeah.
the floodgate.
My dilemma is
Oh, boy.
every fiber in my being wants to completely roast somebody who absolutely deserves it. I wouldn't use names, but
Okay.
every fiber, especially because like some stuff came out today that has me pissed.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Well, see, now here's the thing. Now I can either play devil's advocate, or I can tell you to be the better man and button it up,
okay.
and you can just vent to me when we're off the air, or
Yeah.
it's your choice.
It'll be entertaining, I'm sure, but I don't know.
right.
I don't know if it'll be good. I don't know if it'll be healthy.
Maybe think of a way to phrase it for the next one. I don't know.
Yeah. So there's this. So you've probably seen like, have you seen like memes kind of that like describe narcissism? And I kind of tend to think like, okay, yeah, everybody wants to like, you know, diagnose their ex, right? Like
Right.
everybody wants to diagnose that one person they don't like in their life and be like, oh yeah, here's a checklist of narcissistic traits. So this person I don't like is a narcissist. And it's like, well, is everybody you don't like a narcissist? Or are they just like, because
Right.
everybody has narcissistic traits to some degree because everybody's
Sure.
selfish sometimes, you know. And so I tend to take, you know, when people are posting about like, oh yeah, this totally describes, you know, so-and-so, or or this is like my mom, or my ex, or whatever. Everybody wants to diagnose their ex, and they're like, so thankful I got out of that narcissistic relationship. But at the same time, it's like, A, there are real narcissists. B, I guarantee that we are probably experiencing the highest peak of narcissists that the world has ever known, thanks to freaking social media.
Right.
It
is a narcissist heaven.
It is. It's the best time to be a narcissist, and I know. And so part of me is like, okay, not everybody's a narcissist, but then there's certain people where I'm just like, okay, if you make other people's tragedies about yourself,
oh, that's the worst.
If someone else is going through the most horrendous time in their life, and you decide to, you know what, this is a good time to create completely unnecessary drama that will put stress and anxiety upon this person who is already going through one of the most
just
awful
horrible
times in their lives. I feel like that's narcissism. I feel like that's someone where I can be like, based on my wealth of experience in psychology, as someone who considered reading an article on it one time.
Of course.
That's narcissism. I don't know.
I think you're right. I think that's a pretty clear, correct assumption about that person, that they're turning everything, including terrible tragedies, back towards themselves.
Yes. And so I'm just gonna, I think I will calm down.
Okay. All right.
I'll chill a little, and I won't
do a little breathing exercise.
I won't go full rampage.
Okay.
Oh
dear.
But
this is how rampages start.
Here's if all the I'll calm myself down.
It's like watching Bruce Banner just try to chill out.
Yeah. If you're blaming everybody else for the drama in your life, but all the drama is about you, there's a good chance that you're the one.
You're the one with the problem.
You're the one. And I know narcissists like to look in the mirror, but somehow they don't really reflect. And take that time. Did you like that? That was tweetable, right? I totally just made that up.
No,
that was profound. That's poetic right there. Okay. Anyways, moving on.
Cowan's words of wisdom.
Yeah. Okay. They like their reflections, but they don't like to reflect. That's tweet worthy right there. I'm gonna that'll go in my book of sayings when I'm famous.
Forget tweet worthy. That's shirt worthy.
Yes. Yeah. I'll put it on I'll put it on a shirt, and like there'll be a big photo of me on the shirt.
Giving a thumbs up.
Yes. Anyway, let's see what the people in the group whose opinions matter have to say. So you wanna kick things off? What'd you find?
Sure. Jacob starts us off with a doozy. Well, since I did not grow up with a sister, my wife says synchronized periods. You are both moody at the same time. Yikes.
Oof. Yikes.
Yeah, that would be rough.
Oh man. See, that's where I'm yeah. No comment.
No comment.
Faith says they have opinions and emotions, which again, that's what I was saying. That's the worst thing about women is opinions and emotions. Like,
right?
We can just remove that. They'd be great. Yeah. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. With, gosh, come on.
What's that?
I just said I'm kidding.
Oh, Corey follows up with the whole concept of sisters presumes a gender binary and then is therefore inherently oppressive. The only non-hateful reference to that sort of relative is sibling.
Ooh, good point. Good point.
Good.
Yeah.
Way to call it out, Corey.
Have you heard the gender neutral term for nieces and nephews?
Oh, do I want to? What?
It is the dumbest word that could ever exit a person's mouth.
Do
ready,
share.
You ready for this?
Yeah.
Nibblings.
Dude, you gotta be joking, man.
Nope. I wish I was.
Dude, nibbling sounds like a movie theater snack. Like I don't.
Yes.
Dude, can I have some more of your nibblings?
Yes. Hey, are you coming to the party? Yes, I'm bringing my nibblings. Ooh, yum. What kind? Well, there's Josie and there's Richard. What? You name your snacks? Excuse me. Don't talk about my nibbling like that. They are too young to be considered a snack.
Just a brand new level of appreciation for society now from me. That's so painful.
Yeah, it's nibbling with one B, like sibling.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. You wouldn't want to confuse people.
Right. That's not confusing at all.
Yeah. That single B is going to make all the difference on that one.
Oh, man. Well, they're going to be a single B if you use that word.
Jeez.
I'm on a roll tonight. Okay.
Yeah, you are.
Your wife. Your wife says they steal your clothes, or maybe you steal theirs. Let me get back to you on that one. Was your wife she had a younger sister or an older sister?
She's the younger. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she was probably doing the stealing.
But they were fairly, close, and when they were both adults, I think they
did a
probably,
fair amount of stealing.
You lend somebody a sweater, you never see it again.
Yeah.
No hard feelings.
I was always stealing my my older brother's clothes because he had style. It was a weird style, but it was better
you
than.
Loved it.
Well, I had no style.
It was at least some style, which was better than your no style.
Yeah, I mean, really, all I had was his hand-me-downs anyway. So really, it was just I was taking an advance on my hand-me-downs. Really.
Mm-hmm. Anne had a good one. They marry guys named Chris, and then you have two brother-in-laws named Chris, and the kids never know which Uncle Chris you're talking about. Thank you, Anne. Thank you so very much.
It's very confusing in my wife's family because I'm an Uncle Chris, and then Chris Quant, who we've podcasted with in the past, is the other Uncle Chris, and it does get very confusing. Sometimes they call me Chris One because I was technically grandfathered into the family at age 16. Sometimes they call me Tall Chris.
Tall Chris. Really creative nicknames
which
they got going
doesn't
on
really work because like both of us are. I mean, I'm taller than Chris Quant, but both of us are midgets in that family because all the men are over 6 feet tall.
Oh, easily, yeah.
And
no, they got
they're all giants.
They got a family of Amazons. That one.
Yeah.
A lot of people referencing the White Christmas, the sisters number.
Sisters. Yeah. Todd always has unique comments. He says, I've got 3 of them, and in hindsight, I dated many of my younger sister's girlfriends, which was convenient at first, but I still have dreams about some of them.
Oh, Todd.
It was like kind of funny.
Well,
and then
okay, let's it gets more disturbing the more you dig into the math, because if he's got 3 younger sisters than he is,
right.
I'm just really hoping he waited until he was in his late 20s maybe before he started dating his younger sister's friends. I mean, it's like, yeah, I was 16 and
Oh yeah, they are younger. Yeah. That or maybe they just all had like older friends or something.
Sure they did.
Yeah.
Sure they did, man.
Oh. That happened that happened apparently with my dad, where girls would pretend to be friends with his sisters so that they could hang out around him.
Oh, wow.
That's,
Everybody was after your dad.
oh, my dad was Foxy. Well, he was an athlete, which is so funny because I never was. He was a freaking pole vaulter.
Oh gosh.
Like,
you didn't inherit that you didn't inherit that sacred pole vaulting gene.
No. My wife will tell you my pole skills are no good. Wait, no, that's coming out wrong. No, I did not. Somehow I did not inherit that. But he was like setting pole vaulting records, and so apparently the ladies liked that. So
I think Jeremy's a good one to end on, where he says the thing that's problematic about sisters is we assume their gender is female.
yes,
Ooh, good point.
Very
Good point, Jeremy. Way to end on a woke note.
So woke. Tim,
I was trying to spare you from that one, but you go right ahead.
Tim. He says, not enough twins who share. No, Tim. Settle down, boy.
No, Tim. That's a bad Tim.
Bad Tim. Stop it. All right. Well, there you go. I think we've definitely established sisters are very problematic. We should probably do one on brothers at some point in the future, because I'm sure there's plenty to say there as well.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, and yeah. Well, I guess we're about out of time. We're way over time. See, I told you. We had a jam-packed, amazing episode planned for you.
That's right. We have to make up for missing a week, and welcome back, everyone. Here's an extended episode for you.
There you go. Double the pleasure, double the fun. Tim, stop it. So
set her down, Tim.
All right. Thanks so much for tuning in. I miss you every time we miss a week. Honestly, I miss you all the days in between our episodes. We should just really make this a daily show. We should just quit our jobs and just do this full time.
I think that would be the fiscally responsible thing to do. I'll go tell my wife after we're done here.
That would be in the best interests of our families, I'm sure. But thank you so much for listening. It really does mean a lot to us that you tune in to these episodes. Okay. Huge shout. Speaking of siblings, huge shout out to my brother Josh. Because he just texted me today that he binged all 37 of our previous episodes.
Dude, that is awesome.
So, dude,
wow.
Yeah, favorite sibling award right there.
No kidding.
That's amazing. So,
thank you, Josh.
Thank you, and also, I am so sorry.
I was going to say, we will never be able to give you that time back, Josh, but we appreciate you donating it to our cause.
Yeah. All right. Well, thanks again for listening, and we will catch you next time.
Bye.
If you're not telling everyone about this show, you're probably a potophobe and a Nazi. Don't be a potophobe. Tell your friends and leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever you subscribe.